Okay.
You're live on YouTube, everybody. Just to let you know.
Good morning.
Hi. Oh, yeah, Dee Dee. Yeah, Dee Dee. Because I'm totally trying to scratch out what you just said. Dr.
Okay.
Vida. Yeah, Dee Dee. Oh, this is going to be so fun. All right, YouTubers, we're getting ready to go live here. I'm in Bend, and the fabulous doctor's in LA. Benny is in the Pacific Northwest as well, and the KKNW live studio. Of course, to all of you in the YouTube world, we are going to go for live radio in just moments. And
Right
if
now.
you, all right,
Yeah, here we go.
AM. All right. Yay! Good morning, buddy. Benny, good morning. I'm like looking at my hair. What have I done here?
I can't explain that one. You're in your own little hair world today, so you're on your own. I don't have much, so
Yes,
clear on that.
get to slick it back there.
I don't have much. See, you can see.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
shine
much there.
away!
It's all for my
Oh my
Halloween
God.
outfit. It's all for my Halloween outfit. Did you miss
For all
that?
those people in terrestrial radio, they're like, what is going on? Well, we're live via YouTube, you guys. So go to 11:50 a.m. if you want to see us goofing off, literally seeing us goofing off. And then also we'll have chit chat during the commercial break. So if you want to see us live and feel our energy that way, please do that. Please, disclaimer, don't do that while you're driving. I would prefer that you did that from the safety of your own home. Benny, I'm sure you would agree.
If you are, but many people are at home, so they have multiple things to do.
Perfect. And they should be doing this right here, right now. We are going to be talking about loving self, stress relief. I even hesitate using the word stress relief because it puts that connotation, that thing in my nervous system. But I've got a fabulous doctor with us today. And before I get started, I wanted to remind all of you, I didn't even take out my radio stuff. Look at me, I'm all prepared here. To remind all of you, if you want to get a copy of the show, please go to SueLundquist.com, the /newsletter. And of course, the C2C course, we are doing the online course. And then we are also going to be launching another live Craziness to Clarity course sometime in January. So if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter, please do that. And with everything going on, I use the word opportunity. Everything is an opportunity, my lovely ones. An opportunity to overcome your fear, an opportunity to not grab the bag of potato chips, the opportunity for balance and equalizing your nervous system and all those self-sabotaging behaviors and old triggers that we have. The C2C course that can help you do that. And then it's like-minded community because we're all together. So you can go to SueLundquist.com, the letter C, the number 2, the letter C, C2C, C2C. All right. With that being said, Benny, did I say good morning? I know we were talking behind the scenes. Good morning, love.
You did just fine. I appreciate it.
And I know last conversation, you said you were not going to do Halloween.
No, I was like in limbo. I wasn't entirely sure because of our company usually does a large kind of potluck kind of thingy. And so we're not officially sure, or last week we weren't really sure if we were going to do that. We are not going to do that version, but we are going to do online versions of like video and or pictures. So there'll be balloting that way. So yeah, so I have to live up to, I won 3 years in a row. So if people are listening, I mean, I go crazy. I'm growing out my hair specifically for who I'm going to look like. That's all you're going to get.
What?
That's how I roll. You know that. I don't give it up.
I know.
That gives the advantage to everyone else. Even Dr. Yadidi even is like, hey, I'm gonna know now because then I can compete with Benny. Nope. Nope.
My hair's already grown out. My hair flip. What's that song? Just went totally left field, right?
A little bit, but I think you're just making sure I don't have hair and you do have hair.
Yes. Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait.
So anyways, that's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Are you guys going to do a YouTube channel when you guys do it just to have fun?
So far they're just going to post photos and then it's going to be like just a bidding or not bidding, just a nomination after that. I have some secret squirrel maneuverings.
Of course you do.
Listed. Again, I can't do this on the air because we have coworkers that listen and
Uh-huh. All right. We are going to jump in. We've got a full day today, Benny.
I have to
I'm
win
so
4. I
excited.
have to win 4 in a row.
I know. Lucky number 4,
Very
right?
competitive. Very, very competitive.
Yes, we have got the wonderful Dr. Bida Yadidi, right?
Yes, Sue, you got it. Woo!
Yes, I did. And for those of you, I'm honoring that, Benny. 11:50 a.m. KKNW on terrestrial live radio for those local, international. Of course, we're here on YouTube. All you have to do is write in or type in 11:50 a.m. and it'll pop right up. You'll see our lovely mugs chitting and chatting right here. And of course, internationally, www.1150 a.m. You can go there. But go to YouTube and you can get our energy and feel us and all that. All right, this fabulous doctor. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And the energy. And yes, of course, you're in LA and you get the sunshine, but we get the sunshine here too. I'm going to do the introduction and then I'm going to let you introduce yourself so we can get to know you and the audience can get to know you as well. All right. Dr. Bida Yadidi is a doctor of Eastern medicine who helps busy, overwhelmed, and stressed women find their unique path to holistic lifestyle transformation. So they finally feel energized, mentally clear, emotionally grounded, yes, spiritually attuned, yes, and relationally connected. Love that. Not only does she treat clients at a wellness center in Beverly Hills, as a California board certified licensed acupuncturist, but she also empowers women nationwide through her Take Charge of Your Life 12-week health and wellness program. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Sunshine Sue.
Oh no, usually it's, I love that Sunshine Sue. Oh, thank you, love. Welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course, I do the formal bio so everybody can get the gist, but let's get to know you, love. Let's lay it on out.
Lay it on. I'm like, where do I begin? So thank you for that lovely bio, but let me start a little bit about where I came from and how this all began for me, because that plays a huge role. Way before I even fell into this, once I got married pretty young. I was turned 22 and I got married. And within 2 years, right after I had my first child, I started feeling this feeling of slight melancholy, slight depression, slight unfulfillment. And it was not postpartum depression, but it was more like, who am I? What is life about? You know, I came straight from UCLA, met my lovely husband, got married, and then 2 years later had a child. And I kind of lost myself in the midst of all of that.
Oh boy, we can relate to that. Oh my God.
And when I share this, I'm not discounting the blessing and the gifts of finding your partner and being blessed with a child and having this beautiful life. But simultaneously, we can still be joyful and blessed, but we can still be feeling these uncomfortable feelings of, wait, something's off. Mm-hmm. So that's where it's energetically, my spirit started seeking. Like, okay, who am I? What am I going to do? Am I all about mommy? Am I all about a wife? Am I all about a housewife? Wait, how about my friends? Wait, how about learning more? So I was on this quest of figuring who I am. And it took about 2 years. I went from working in nonprofit organizations to seeing a therapist to doing a women's book club, lunch club,
being a wife and a child, all of that. Yeah.
All of that, all the things, trying to feel like, okay, there's more to life. In addition to being a mom and a wife, there has to be more. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was looking for. And I couldn't find it until Sabrina got sick. And Sabrina, who is 19 now, at that time, she was about 4.5. She woke up one morning with this really funky rash all over her body. Oh. And
your guy right there.
Right there. I always say life is always happening for you. So you're not able to, you may not be noticing that this is So there's a silver lining. There's a reason for all of this, because you hold on to all the emotions and the sadness and anxiety. So
the package and
that whole thing. So you lose clarity and sight. So that's where my journey began. I bumped into a friend. She said, go to Chinese medicine and acupuncture. They're amazing. And my response to her was, that's mumbo jumbo, superstitious, blah. I'm going to the real doctors. I'm telling you. Right. And 8 months of going to the real doctors, which are your more Western conventional doctors, which I have utmost respect for them. However, they were not able to get to the root cause of Sabrina's issue. We did lab tests, blood tests, urine tests, stool tests, skin biopsy, and they kept treating her that it's just dermatitis because everything came out normal. So they kind of used Sabrina as a guinea pig. Let's give you some eczema cream. Let's give you psoriasis cream. Let's give you this cream. And it pretty much, the common thread with all those doctors was apply cortisone cream every morning and night, and she'll be fine. So she was fine, but when I stopped, it would come back.
The Band-Aid.
Yep. And I'm not going to bore you with all the details that I went through, but to get to the, gist of it, 8 months later, that same girlfriend of mine that I said that's mumbo jumbo superstitious bumps into me again. And she looks, right, of course, like we've got angels on planet Earth all the time.
All over, yeah.
And she said, Beta, seriously, you're still dealing with this? I was miserable. I was super, super, super underweight. I was stressed. I was sad. Every time somebody said Sabrina, I would cry. I was irritable. It just like, you could just imagine affecting me, and then affect my husband, and my husband, oh my goodness, he's like the warrior, the man who can come and rescue and save. And we felt helpless and hopeless because we did everything. We moved homes, we pulled her out of school, we took her to Israel, we went with the best of the best doctors, and still no change. And finally, and then I said, yes, I will try acupuncture and Chinese medicine and see what this is about. And that is where this whole life and journey began for me. I took a huge shift. Sabrina was healed in 3 months. Later, my Sophia had cold-induced asthma, my other younger child. She was healed within a month. And I was like, what the heck is this? I need to learn this so I can share this with the world, because we need to know there's another approach to health and wellness besides what I knew, which was the Western conventional way.
Right. Many, many modalities. It's you being you have the power, you have the free will to make those choices on
yes. And in a nutshell, the beauty, the essence, and the wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine or Eastern medicine and acupuncture all goes down to maybe 3 words: energy, balance, harmonize. Energy, balance, harmonize, and connect. That's like, if I really, after studying this for 6 years, I got my master's, I got my doctorate. If I got to put it in a nutshell, health and wellness is all about energetics. So, we hear about how do we de-stress? How do we manage stress? It's really learning how to flow. It's really allowing those juices in our body, within us, around us, in us, to flow, to be fluid, to dance, to move.
Homeostasis.
Yes, bringing your body back to balance. And every time we're out of balance, it's because the flow, the energy, the life force, which in Chinese medicine we call it qi, it's slowing down and then it gets stuck somewhere.
Yes.
Right. So we
in it and go,
and then it's like I'm the Roto-Rooter in the world of holistic medicine.
I love it. There's so many different modalities, and being able to live in a space where we have the options. Going back, and you know what, there was a theme, and it always is amazing to me. There's this overlaying theme to the radio show. And last week it was, you have the power. You really have the power in the will, and you have the choices. And it's the same here.
Absolutely.
It is really the same. And I love your story about Sabrina and her being that gift to show you a different modality, a different way, a better way for you. Maybe it's, there's a combination, there's different modalities. You have a different hat for this day and a different hat for that day, and you put it on and it doesn't quite fit. So you try something else, and that's okay. There's no judgment.
Yes, I love that, Sue, that you say that, because so many people, so many of us, including me for a period of time, we get so stuck or rigid with this is the way, this is the right way, this is the way to eat, this is the way to exercise, this is the way to heal. And the reality is, again, going back to energy, as our energetic shift, as things shift and change, which they're always changing and moving, whether we like it or not, we're always shifting. As we shift, maybe that modality served its purpose for that period of time. And now we got to be open and receptive to see what's next. And we maybe need to let go of that doctor for a period of years, find a new doctor, and then maybe revisit the old one again when it's being open, and again, to flow and fluid. And that's why we're so blessed to have all these different types of modalities. Holistic healing, we've got yoga, we've got Pilates, we've got somatic healing, we've got sound healing. There's so much out there. Ayurvedic medicine, Western.
Yes, I would like to have a disclaimer. Well, it's not even a disclaimer. It's, hey guys, audience, and they know this about me. I'm not the big pill mentality. That's just not who I am. Yes. I would like to invite all of you to do and go to a naturopath and Ayurvedic, whatever that is for you in your area, because I would rather you enhance your body's cellular biology, whatever it is, get yourself in balance. And yes, there is a time and a place for medicine if it's traumatic or you're bleeding out or so. I mean, there is that, but I would really like to invite the audience and everybody listening, please, you have that power within yourself. Go to a natural doctor or Ayurvedic, research this information. You can go to the doctor's website too, and even go and get more information for that as well. But you've got the power. You do have the power. You have the choice.
Yeah. And I have to, put this out there, because when people talk about acupuncture or Eastern medicine or Chinese medicine, whatever you want to call it, we're all under the same umbrella. They think of us for a moment as voodoo, as this is not real. And it is so real. There is so much science behind it. And if you really understand the physics, the physiology, chemistry, biology, and the interconnectedness of the world, the universe, nature, and humans, there is no separation. We are one, and it is learning, shifting, and playing with energy. And acupuncture is assisting with those energy pathways, helping it flow better, and in layman's terminology, for the people out there who are not familiar with chi and energy, we're talking about blood circulation. We're talking about fluids. We're talking about your cells, your atoms, your molecules, right? We're talking about chemistry. So it's always moving, and we need to make sure it's flowing. It's pumping, the blood, it's pumping. And that blood, when we get anxious, there's anxiety, that heart begins to pound faster. Blood moves either too fast or slows down. And that's where we're like, oh my God, I don't feel well. I think I'm about to die, or I think I'm about to throw up, or, oh my God, I got this massive headache. It's because that energy lost its equilibrium. And acupuncture.
You're my teeter-totter. It's the teeter-totter.
It's this. and we're never
body and science and all of it.
All of it. Exactly. All of it. And we're never, ever going to be 100% like this balance. Because now this, in my opinion, and in what I've studied, it becomes almost flatlined. we need to understand it's this beautiful dance of
Mm.
yin and yang, of highs and lows, but not so extreme. You
And with
know,
the highs and lows audience, you hear me talk about this. It's opportunities. Take it with this. I call it the CCs in life, compassionate curiosity. Because
ah,
isn't that just juicy? Because you come at it with compassion and curiosity, and it takes that judgment and that zinger out of it. And you can have a calm, responsive in your body, your BODY, right? And your nervous system. Just wait a minute. I know that nervous system's coming up to remind me of my past, and it's going tick, tick, tick. No, hang on. We're going to change that.
yes.
We're going to do this. That way I can hear better, see better, listen better, and come from a space of calm more times than not, right? It's self-regulating. It's the 3D world of self-regulating.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Coming from a place of calm, joy, connection, and ultimately love.
Yes.
The answer to health, the answer to everything is love. And it's not this romantic Cinderella Disney World love.
No.
It's universal love. And the problem with health is when we're stagnant, when the chi's not flowing, it's usually because we're not happy with ourselves. We're judging ourselves. We're self-sabotage. There's no love. You know, it's because we're not understanding. We didn't really get what universal love really is. And I always, when I forget, because I do, we're humans, you know, we're spiritual beings having this human experience, you know. So, you know, no matter who we are, what we do, we forget sometimes.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself, tell my clients, how do you remember? How can I remember my truth? Right? Because we are whole and complete and pure bliss and love always, regardless of what's happening around us, what's happening for us. It may look scary, may look bad. And I always say, look out. Did the sun stop shining this morning? Did the sun say, Sue, you were really mean yesterday? Or Beta, you had a bag of chips, or you were not kind to your daughter. I'm not going to shine. That sun gets up every morning.
And even if you don't see it behind the clouds, P.S., that's a really good metaphor.
Yes, I love that. It's always there. Your light, your truth, your love is always there. We don't need to find it from someone else or something else. It's there. You just need to remember to look up, to connect. I love to see the moon, the stars, the ocean, the grass, the flowers, the birds, everybody in the world and the universe, no matter what's happening, they're still showing up. And they're not even doing anything. They're being themselves, their truth. And that's what Take Charge of Your Life program is all about.
Yes.
At the end of, you know, I had to bring it in. I had to bring that in because I was like, what the heck is that? And it's really at the end of the day, it's coming back to your truth. I help people just come back to your truth so you can learn to remember who you are again. And once you know who you are again, once you've finally taken that power back, now you can begin to flow again. And as you said earlier, you know, flow with clarity, with calm, with connection, with joy, and you're efficient. You know, when we're connected, we get rid of the crap that really doesn't serve us anymore. The belief system, the food, the people, the job, all of it. It's interconnected. So health and wellness, at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, is learning how to come back home. And how do you come back home so you can be that shining light that you were always meant to be? You don't do, you just be. You don't compare, you just be.
Oh, there's so many, as you're talking, one, I love this because we are so connected. And I love this conversation because it's exactly my path as well. Different language, but then that's totally fine because it's all different modalities and it all is a win-win. And I want to share a cute little story with you about that self-love and my journey, and the audience, some of the audience will know this as well. I'm a transformational coach, and I do online stuff, and I travel the world helping people heal, yada, 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 all that. And I look to myself and I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to get a tattoo. And this was like years ago, right? I'm like, I don't know what it is. And what did I do? I went externally to my 3 daughters, and I've got 2 really dear friends. And I'm like, will you draw a cute little heart for me? Because that really means love to me.
Mm-hmm.
External. What were we just talking about? It's out there, it's not out there. And I stopped for a minute and I went, Sue, I love you, dear. Hang on. You are going to, in your own handwriting, in your own cursive, write, I love you. And you're going to get that tattooed with a line underneath it that reminds you to stay above the line. And I did. That's my cursive. And then it says, I love you with my cursive handwriting, because I can't go, I can't make that up. Right.
Yes,
so that's my reminder, my son, my coming back. Right.
Yes. I love that. I love that. We always need that reminder, that simple, whatever it is. And I love that it's your writing. It's not somebody else's. It's you. It talks to you. It speaks to you. Voila. Yes. Yes.
So find that, again, a great analogy. Find that speaks to you, brings you to love. The fabulous doctor here. I'm going to spell out your website, and then we'll make sure we've got everything on the Facebook and all that, and then on my website. So it is www.drbiayadidi.com. Now, guys, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you a link, because this fabulous Dr. Vida has given you a free gift. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that free gift. Benny, are you in studio, love? Shall we do a quick commercial and then come back and play some more?
Yeah, I'm ready for you.
All righty. Let's do a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about Eastern medicine, and we're going to offer you some tools on what it looks like to self-regulate and to get back to love, get back to homeostasis. So with that, Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. We'll be right back. And for those of you on YouTube, hang tight. We're going to chit chat and laugh there too. See ya.
Okay, all clear.
Yay!
Amazing.
So good.
So good. So fun.
I love this conversation, and it's so in alignment with everything that I do. I love it. I love it. Mine is all from, and when you talk about self-love, I was going to talk about this on air, but YouTubers, you get to have this privately. My journey, there are so many doctors, scientists, thought leaders, incredible thought leaders out there. And I'm a big researcher. I noodle and love that shit. I love it. Mine was, and I'm deep seated in practicality. So there's 3D, but I'm also really 5D. I mean, I'm highly intuitive. I talk to people that have crossed over, all of that, right?
Absolutely.
When you or anybody else, including myself, says coming back to love, when I started my journey, and through adjective to describe, it's no emotional attachment, traumas, post-traumatic stress, all that other stuff that comes up with it. I didn't even know what LOVE meant for me. I didn't know how to explain it. I didn't know what my values were based on love, self-love, love, I didn't even know what that meant. And there was nobody out there to give me real life practical tools, 3D practical tools, not sitting on a mountaintop going, no. It was, I need to self-regulate right now before I lose my shit, right?
Absolutely.
And that's where I started this whole 3D process. And that's the C2C course. But where I was going with that, and my coaching program, is having that conversation with our audience, saying, if you are in that process, in that space where you're not even sure what love means to you, I'd love to have that conversation too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't even know what love was either for a while. Because, we get brainwashed with movies and TV shows and what we see out there. And then whatever is also happening at home, we all have, our own personal stories with home environment. And we're confused. Wait, we see this, we see that. And then when we're into it, we're like, wait. And we're always seeking out. And I have a dear friend, she mentioned to me years ago, she said, B, I said, yes. She goes, I have a question to ask you. Because that was a time where I was in my self-discovery, and we're always still discovering ourselves, but it was the hardest time of my life. And she goes, I have a question. I go, what? She goes,
Ready to come back in?
Okay.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt on you too.
no problem.
Here we go.
Oh, baby, you should go and love yourself. And if you think that I'm still...
Oh, keep playing that video.
That was great, Benny.
Oh, Benny, thank you, sweetheart. All right, Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. We are live on terrestrial radio. Of course, we are international on YouTube. So if you want to join us on YouTube, please go to the YouTube channel, type in 1150 KKNW, just type in 1150 and I'm sure it'll pop up. At least that's what Benny says. And that's what I do. And it does, and it did, and it done did. All right. If you want to get the newsletter, if you want a copy of the show and follow-up links and the special gift that the doctor is going to give you at the top of the hour or at the end of the hour, we can do that. You can go to SueLundquist.com/newsletter. Right now, and during the break, during YouTube, we were having this great conversation about my journey. And I was talking to Dr. Bita about not knowing what love even meant, what it felt like, what the values were, what do morals mean to me? What does self-love mean to me? I had to, in my journey, because and we were talking about this, that there's so many thought leaders in us. We're in the realm of it, right? And I just didn't know what love meant, felt spiritually, health, what that really felt like to me. So I went and searched that out, and we were just starting to have that conversation, and your friend was saying,
and my friend was saying, hey, B, I have a question. If like your friend calls you right now when you're exhausted and tired and calls you and says, hey, I'm right in front of your door. Do you want to meet me for a cup of coffee? What would you do? I said, I would jump and go. She said, what if in the morning I call you and say, hey, I want to go hiking. You want to join me? Will you go? I said, yeah. She goes, so why don't you show up like that for yourself?
what?
Right?
Boom. Did you guys catch that? Goosebumps.
Yes.
Love that. Show up for yourself.
Yes. How do you show up for yourself? We show up 10 times better for others. But how about for you? How about behind the doors? How about when right now, COVID, for God's sake, we're home. There's nothing to do, or there's a lot to do, but we're inside. How are we managing that? How are we moving? How are we dancing? And it affects our well-being, our health, mental, physical, emotional, spirit, all of it.
Yes.
It can't be isolated. We can't say, well, I'm eating really well and I'm making a 6-figure practice, so I'm all good. No, it's this wholeness and completeness and meaning and purpose, and this back and forth relationship of serving and being served, serving and being served. And I have to tell you, it's like I meet too many people who are so unhappy and sick when they have everything. They have their money, they have their fame, they have the outside beauty, but they're so sad in the inside. And I know how that feels because I used to be there too. You used to be there too. We all have been there. We're all the same story, different stories, but dealing with the same core issues.
Yeah, smiling
for challenges.
Everybody else to see, knowing full well the shiitake's coming apart inside.
Exactly. And how do we interpret that in our own mind?
Yes.
And when we try to pretend, or when we try to act as if we're all good, everything's perfect, when deep down we're falling apart, we're never going to heal. And that's where the energy, that's where the stagnation builds up.
And the disease, the body's giving you a message. The
yes,
body, the
yes.
why that vessel of yours is giving you a message. So pay attention.
Exactly. It's the dis-ease, you know, the uncomfortabilities.
Take charge of your life, Doc.
Yeah, so that's it. Take charge of your life.
Yeah. And look.
And how do you are the I love that. I was going to say, Sue, I love that sign behind you. You are the magic. You just shift the energy around and magic appears. You know, it's just a matter of knowing how to shift, how to navigate, and take charge of your life program. I help people with, I give them tools from meditation to Qigong, to Tai Chi, to Kundalini, to journaling. If I'm not seeing you in my Wellness to Be office, when we're working one-on-one via Zoom, I'm giving you acupressure points, mantras, breathing techniques. I look at your food because food is fuel. Food is energy. Everything is energy. I just can't stress that. Everything is energy. And you know what? I'll have a bag of chips once in a while. I'll have that donut. We were talking about the wine and the reserve, you know.
Resveratrol, come on.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yes, it is amazing stuff. It's making sure
the balance,
or being aware why we're doing that.
Yeah.
Recognize, oh, today I'm just feeling really sluggish. And I'm just going to go in the freezer and have that pint of ice cream. Be aware of why we want that.
Yeah.
And that is like the beginning. It's once we cultivate, once we're aware and we practice awareness, the healing, the shift, the changes begin.
Yes. Always, always, always. The audience knows. So I've got an acronym and it's ACT NOW in your life. And it's part of my curriculum. Awareness, clarity, transformation. Always start with awareness. So you act in your life. Act now. No opportunity wasted, because everything is an opportunity.
Yes.
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. And if you can come at it to the CCs or come at it with the CCs for yourself, it'll help take that sting out.
Yeah.
How about some tools? We were talking before we started, and when we were talking with Benny, yes, there is opportunities right now for us. How can the audience, myself, everybody self-regulate in a situation if we're being triggered? Whether it's trigger of fear, trigger of I want to grab those potato chips. What can you offer for us to self-regulate? I know that you go extensively in your Take Charge program, but
just little small tips.
Yeah.
Absolutely. First and foremost, the first thing is one needs to be aware that they want to shift, they want to change. They're aware that this is causing them to not move forward in life.
Versus denial. We got to make sure we language that, because there's denial and fear that gets right in the way of that. No, I don't want to see that. No.
Exactly. And if you don't want to see that, that's fine. No judgment. There were many times I did not want to see it because I was not ready to see it. And that's awareness too. I don't want to see it. Therefore, I'm just going to stay where I am because it feels safe. It's comfortable, right? It's our self-defense mechanism. So if that's the case, fine. And revisit it a couple more weeks later, a month later. Revisit that place that you said no. So that's even one tool. When we deny, when we don't want it, when we want to be where we're sitting, fine, stay there, take note. How do I feel today? How am I feeling the next day? So begin to take note of how do you feel when you wake up? Where are your body sensations? Do you feel pounding heartbeat? So I'm very much into connecting to the sensations of our body, because our body doesn't lie. Are you holding your breath? Are your shoulders stiff and tight? Are you clenching on your jaws? You know, are you eating really fast? Are you angry while you're eating? So for me, whether we're in denial or not, begin to become aware of your bodily sensations through your actions. So even when we're talking, are we holding our breath? Let's take a deep breath. No, because we hold it in and let it go. And it's all about, again, the flow. Allow the flow, allow the energy to flow. So it's first through that. Second, there's so much. Nutrition plays a huge role for me, huge role. And I'm sure Sue.
Hydration. I'm just going to put out there hydration, hydration, hydration. What is it?
Agreed.
90%.
Right here.
Right,
Right here.
Drugs, yes. Hydration. Well, I think there was some statistic I read, and you could help me with that. 90% of Americans or people in the world are dehydrated. And you got to drink your water. You've got foggy brain. You got stiff bowels. I mean, there's all kinds look at your poop. I mean, your poop will tell you a lot.
I love that.
And there's a metaphor in there too. There's a metaphor.
I love that. When I work we're all one of the tools one of the ways we diagnose in Eastern medicine, we're always asking about their poop. And it's so common in my life that now when I go out with my girlfriends, they're talking to me and I'm like, tell me about your poop. And they're like, huh? What do they feel it's so uncomfortable, but you're right on, Sue. Your poop says so much about what's happening inside.
Yeah.
In our entire health. So hydration, absolutely. Because it just wakes up the cells, brings in oxygen, it's nutrition. And that's what we need. I remember my pediatrician always told me when my daughter was young, I was like, Doc, she's not eating. He goes, nobody will ever die from not eating, but they will die from not being hydrated. And he's like, as long as she's drinking her water, don't be alarmed. Yep. So going back to the basics, hydration.
Yes.
Eating whole, clean foods. I've noticed when I start with a bagel or a piece of muffin and a coffee, my energy throughout that day is not as up there and clear and grounded. It's a little bit, it feels good. It tastes good at first, like the first 1, 2, 5 minutes. And you're like,
totally. I like to say I save those the bagels, or I reach for they are organic and whatever chips for, the menstrual week.
Yeah.
And all the other times I'm good to go because I know it's coming. I
Absolutely.
know that craving's coming. Yeah.
I can totally relate. So again, nutrition plays a role, and people, small little steps. It doesn't have to be this whole change in your cabinet or in your life, but just pick one. If you're drinking Diet Coke or if you're drinking sodas, no Coke, no sodas. Let's just stop having that. Or if we're having 3 cups of coffee, because that's the biggest complaint from most of my clients. No, don't tell me to let go. Fine. I'm not telling you to let go, but 3 is a little excessive. Can we now move it to 2? And our goal is just 1 a day. Can we do that? So it's just, again, having this awareness, taking inventory of your whole life. And I always say there's 5 areas in our life that are super important: physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and relationship health. And I always look at those 5 spheres and I pick one thing out of each of those spheres that I want to work on. One. Because that wheel is now it's balancing, it's moving, it's circling. Just one.
I would like to throw out here too, to the nervous system, because the nervous system, especially when your body's addicted, it is, whether it's chemically addicted to the reaction that the body's getting from the pop or the sodas. Please, audience, do not drink soda pop. Do not. I love you. That's not judgment. It's just coming from love. But your body, just be aware of what your body's doing, because your body's going to go through an addictive kind of response. You're going to be like, well, why can't I have that? Because you've got some kind of reward. You literally got a reward. It's like with people drinking coffee, there's a habituation, that habituation. And when you break that habituation, there's a chemical imbalance that's happening because
it's a withdrawal.
Yeah.
And we have that
norm, right?
Yes. And we have that withdrawal with anything and everything. A relationship, a change in environment. I remember, leaving, graduating from my university and not being with them. I was there for 6 years. There was that withdrawal, right? So sometimes we tend to think that withdrawals is something bad, but even as we're changing and letting go of the bad or old habits,
Taking it off.
yeah, because we're just letting it go, It's like as humans, we're so much into this attachment. Like when something's good, we want to hold on to it. And when it's bad, it's like stay away. And that's what causes us to also get in that funk, in that unhealthy state, because you don't want to hold on either. Because when I'm holding on so tight, it's not flowing. It's
Yeah.
not moving.
Yeah.
I love Sue. I love her so much. I want to hold her, but now I'm suffocating her and I'm suffocating me, and
Boundaries. Oh,
and we can feel each other from afar. You do what you need to do. I do what I need to do. You have your purpose. I have my purpose. No judgment, just love, and share that energy. And I'm telling you, like when we can come from that place with humans, with each other, and with the universe, there cannot be any disease or sickness. It's just impossible.
it can't.
It can't, because we're
thrive in that environment.
no, you're thriving, you're loving, and when you love yourself, you're not going for the drugs, you're not going for the cigarette, you're not going for those self-sabotaging. But again, we got to learn, we got to know the tools. And that's where, Sue, your program comes in. Take Charge of Your Life. My program comes in. That's where we can, because we all need somebody at one time in our life or for a while to hold our hand and to help us, show us the way, because it's scary. It's scary as hell. If somebody's gotten through a divorce or recovered from breast cancer or was attempting suicide, or even shifting into menopause or empty nester, different stages, going from single to married, going from married to divorce. All of this is a shock and it's a stress in our nervous system. All of it.
You're saying you're going through these things of stressors, and I'm like, check. I'm like, and I was just having this great conversation. I think this is an important, not only an awareness for me, but also to share it with the audience, because we all go through it. And I was just saying, because I've gone through a divorce, I've had 3 kids, empty nester. I mean, there's so many, I've literally moved my life to a different state. Everything has, but that's the Aryan in me. Everything happens right here, right now, and we're going to do it. And here we go. Whatever that is,
Yes.
Make the best of it. And I was sitting talking to one of my soul sisters, and she's like, Sue, do you realize what you've done in less than 2 months? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I finally, I took a moment and just went, oh. I felt my body go into homeostasis. Like, I'm like, because I do the work. This is the conversation, people. This is it. I walk the talk daily, hourly, when all of that. And there was that moment where I was like, oh, now the body's shifting into homeostasis. Now she's feeling safe again. Now she's getting back to balance where she can start making maybe some more better choices.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's my example to you and the audience and everybody too. We all go through it. Have love for yourself.
Yeah. And that stress in the nervous system, that's why we begin to feel the fear, the anxiety, the irritability, the anger, the exhaustion, oh my God, this is so hard. Because the
guilt,
shame, the guilt, the self-doubt, all of that, because your nervous system is working on this fight flight. It thinks it's being attacked, because when there's stress, short little stress is good, like a workout. But if we are having little stresses daily over time, the nervous system now has moved into this fight flight, where it's like, whoa, the brain has no idea it's an animal coming, like it's a lion coming at you, or it's a project that I need to do that I haven't done, right? Or, it's that guilt. that guilt and the thoughts that are, driving us crazy. So the nervous system goes on this fight flight mode, and it's, how do I return it back to rest and restore, the parasympathetic? Because it's in that state of rest and restore. And it doesn't mean I got to be all zen and be sleeping, but having that nervous system shift to homeostasis, rest and restore, that's where, again, you're energized, you're clear, you're grounded, you're attuned, you're connected, and you can now thrive within you, around you, among us, and live. Like, ultimately, it's our birthright is to live and be joyful and happy and radiate love, even though there's chaos and mess and uncertainty happening. Because if we want to react to the chaos, we're just adding more fuel to that chaos.
No,
we need to be that light. We need to be grounded. We need to be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually attuned and connected and grounded, so that chaos can just wither away over time.
Just shake it off. No attachment. Perfect segue to your free gift, my dear. We're 53, 54. We're about 5 something minutes before we're going to end here. Dr. Bita has offered a beautiful gift to the audience, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you're driving, make sure you just go to my website, go to my Facebook, wherever that is, and I'll post the link on there as well, on Instagram and then Facebook, so people can get the free gift as well. Would you like to tell them what that is?
Absolutely. It is a free 20-minute audio meditation. It is for advanced, but it's really targeted for beginners, or even the more advanced people who have forgotten what meditation really feels and looks like, because there's many, many types of meditation. But this is the real basic one. I'm talking the entire time. It's as if I'm right there with you, and it's just connecting to your breath. And when you feel safe, you close your eyes in 20 minutes. And within that 20 minutes, you will learn how to de-stress. You will learn how to reconnect, let go of the stuff the dust, I call it the dust that doesn't serve you. Right? Exactly. And after you do this, after you listen to this a few times a week, then you can do it in 10 minutes. And my hope and goal for everyone listening who receives this gift is, if you can incorporate this into your life at least 3 to 5 times a week. Daily. If you can do it daily, just give yourself, that's one of the tools, going back to what you said, how to regulate. If you can give yourself 10 minutes a day to just breathe, and just try to be still. We're not quieting the mind. Allow those thoughts to come, but don't attach to it. Let it just
show up for yourself.
Exactly. I will guarantee, just with doing that daily, you will begin to see a shift in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. Guaranteed. So that's my gift to you, to myself, to the world, to your listeners. Take this and listen. And you can find it on my website, or go to drbitayadidi.com/free meditation.
And that is spelled www.drbitayadidi.com. Free meditation, not meditations. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or /free meditation.
Free meditation.
For all of those on terrestrial radio, again, go to my website and just click on the Facebook link or whatever, and I'll post it on all the social media as soon as we get done here as well. Again, guys, the theme here, and the theme is truly self-love, how to self-regulate, getting back to homeostasis, what that looks like. You have your own free will, you have your own power. There are so many options in different modalities. Whether you get it from me, you get it from a different doctor. What we're talking about here is Eastern and Western philosophy and medicines. There's a time and a place for it, but there are so many other options versus the big pill mentality. When you start with awareness versus denial versus fear, just take a nice deep breath. Do the meditation, do the free meditation. 10, 20 minutes a day, get back into your heart, get your balance, get back to homeostasis when you can. Try and stay in that. Don't try, just do. There's no such thing as try. Get yourself into that homeostasis and that sense of love and peace. And you can then at that point have a different source of choices. And I say source because if you're doing it from fear, it's all a learning lesson, but I like to say I'd rather have butterflies than grizzly bears, right? Yeah.
And if you can't,
how to get a hold of you with the take charge of your life too.
I didn't hear. I missed you. What did you say?
Take charge of your life. Yep. Benny's telling me to wrap it on up. Take charge of your life. How do they get a hold of you? I know it was the website.
Yeah, on the website, you can also go to drbtayedidi.com/call. And I'm there to give you a free 30-minute session with you. And we get to talk. Yep. And give you some insight. And then if we are a match, then I give you more information about take charge of your life. But it's a 12-week one-on-one. And one last thing, because you're my sunshine, Sue. Another tool, people, go out in nature. If you can't go far, go take in that sun. You right now where you're at, Sue, right? You said it's super sunny. It's 34 degrees, but lots of sun. So everyone go out there, feel that sun energy, absorb it, penetrate it, eat it all up, because that is where you're also getting your vitamin D, you're getting the serotonin, the dopamine. It's going to feed you, fuel you. And that's the beginning of health and well-being.
Okay. I know you're going to just end it, Benny. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Mwah. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
All right. All clear.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Benny.